Yes, I almost got 10k, and no, this isn't an e-commerce commercial, okay? I promise, don't click off. I need to feel good about myself for actually releasing a video that doesn't have a 5-year gap between the two of them. But you do gotta sign up for my new workshop. How I actually almost won the 10k was through a nationwide scavenger hunt, with the prize being, you guessed it, money. It was organized by a company that goes by the name of Sqkii, and they are the ones guilty of making these gosh darn hunts under the persona of a mouse. The goal was to obviously not find an actual mouse, but to find a gold coin that they hid somewhere in Singapore, which was where it took place. Since you are hunting for a coin, it was dubbed as the coin hunt. Shocking, I know. They started doing these hunts since 2017, but it was only in 2018 when it really started to gain traction, and it was also when the prize money got increased from 50k to 100k, which was double if you can do the math, and also how I found out about it. The rules were simple. You find the coin, you win the money. But of course, there were the obvious rules that kept people from dying and or getting arrested. But other than that, it could literally be anywhere. Besides that tree, under that lamppost, that place, this place. Okay, maybe not that place. But there was a high chance it was maybe perhaps where you thought it was. I myself took part, and you bet I was confident that my 13-year-old ass could single-handedly solve it without any outside help. And to everybody's surprise, I actually won the Nah, just kidding. Sqkii started to post hints on the Instagram, and people started to hit the streets. I myself kind of had a rough idea on where the coin might be, and thanks to my aunt who made these pretty impressive pictures explaining where the coin might be, kind of supported where I thought it was. So with my father, we went to go search for the coin, and like the effort I put into these videos, we came back with nothing. After searching under bins and stuff, I thought it was really not there, so I kind of just gave up. And even with more daily hints, it was kind of more and more apparent that where I was searching wasn't where it was. Oh yeah, speaking of the hints, some of them were bloody worthless. I'm not the type of people that slams their head on their keyboard and starts foaming at the mouth whenever I lose a scavenger hunt or can't figure out any of the clues. I get it, it's $100,000. But the hints can be really dumb. For example, they have these types of hints that like, this item is at least 500 meters away from the coin. For example, look at this hint right here. It says the coin is at least 50 meters away from Sir Stamford Raffles. Now, look at this map, okay? Try to see if you can pinpoint the locations or the possible areas where the coin might be. That's right, it's the whole island. To be at least 25 meters away from a tree, that means that from where the coin is, the tree could very well be in another country, since it's more than 25 meters. It's at least 25 meters. For all we know, it could be in the depths of the bloody Mariana Trench. Along with all the stuff that is bad and wrong with this world. And then you have these hints. What? So, in the end, you get nothing. Or rather, we get nothing. We lose. Good day, sir. But overall, I had a pretty good experience with these hunts. It got me to explore a bit more of Singapore. It got me to get out of my house, which was where I lived. And the few people that I met while hunting were actually pretty chill. And in the end, the coin was founded on the 15th of January 2019, a little over a month of finding. And the location was way further than where I thought it was. And after the dust settled, nothing much happened. Well, that's it. I guess video's over. See ya, noobs.
No, that's wrong!
Where did you come from? And why do you have more subscribers
Based on
than
the
me?
title, it says almost 10k. The story was 100k and you weren't even close to solving it.
Well, okay, yes, you'd be right. This was not the hunt that I claimed to almost find. It was actually a more recent one. Since happened, the government couldn't afford its citizens living in the 6th most expensive country ransacking the Supreme Court for just a coin, so Sqkii moved its operation online. They held multiple online coin hunts, with the price obviously downgrading to 10k because who could afford 100k regularly? How the online hunt actually worked was basically you needed to put in the postal code of where you think the location might be, the floor number, and recently an item beside it. You didn't have to dig through the internet to find a hidden link, but now thinking about it, it might be actually cooler. The first online hint started and everyone was excited, pumped about finding the online coin. Woo! Yeah, baby, that's what we've been waiting for. And, well, it was found in 2 days by a guy entering his home address. Totally fair and balanced hunt, if we're being honest. What about little old me? Well, after the disastrous first hunt, I kinda just stayed away from them. Oh no, not because I didn't want to waste my time. No. You see, they feared my wrath of being a few kilometers away from the actual location, and they begged me not to take part. I respected their wishes, and here we are. After 2 online hints, one of which had a poem, which I thought was pretty cool, I finally decided to take part in one of the hunts, this time sponsored by a shopping mall. Even though I didn't fully take part in the other hunts, I could tell this one was pretty different, and since it was sponsored, there's some elements and hints related to some of the shops there, and it was kind of refreshing than the usual Instagram posts. And by the time I actually entered, it was well over 2 weeks already, so most of the hints were either already solved or people just cracked it immediately. This time, I actually joined the discussion thread for the hunt and saw the messages that the other hunters were sending. Some even sent bonus hunts for free, which massively helped me. So thanks to the people who did that, you are a real one. And most of the hints actually were pretty useful. Mostly, with the online hunt, things obviously changed drastically. Since you didn't have to go out, you can do it all in your room and can kind of scrutinize the hints much more easily. And Google Street View, in my opinion, is also way more fun to use. Like, look at this! And the actual finding and scrutinizing of the hints was definitely not the easiest, but I will say, it was actually pretty fun torturing my brain in a way that math and science definitely couldn't. The research process was enjoyable as well, finding connections and stuff made me feel like an elite hacker, man, hacking into whatever code or hacker words I can think of. Even though literally none of this hunt is related to hacking, more like doing a few Google searches that are vaguely connected to each other. But hey, it made me feel a bit smarter. I didn't actually go there because Somerset is not really that near and it actually required me to exercise. So I relied on Google searches and other hunters' words. And in the end, I did basically nothing with these hints since I had no idea what the numbers or letters or colors meant. So it was basically
irrelevant.
Back to the other hints, they actually had pretty solid ones this time that actually made sense. You can see this says that a fast food restaurant is within how many kilometers. Even though we don't get concrete evidence, at most, it's around 1.5 km, meaning that if the fast food restaurant is, let's say, 1.2 km, there's still a chance since it's very well within the 1.5 km circumference. It's also more fun to cross-check the place on where we think it might be than to just say, hey, it's here. After going through all the evidence that I gathered, I came across to this particular building in Bishan, and here's why. In this hint, it says as of March 2018, there have been less than 200,000 HDB residents. And I did the research, and apparently Jurong West, Woodlands, Sengkang, Tampines, they all have more than 200k, so they can't be it. There was a supermarket within 550 meters that had 2 color logos. This particular supermarket was in the vicinity, so it was also a possibility. And in this hint, it says the nearest fast food restaurant was within a 15-minute walk. There was this restaurant, and I considered it, so yeah. And in this bonus hunt, it says that in less than 1 kilometer, it sells Sqkee's favorite fried food. I read in a separate post that his favorite food was chicken, so I looked for KFC and I found this bad boy over here. In a bonus hint that I forgot to take a picture of, there was a swimming pool within a 20-minute walk. And lo and behold, you have this swimming pool right here. In another bonus hint that I forgot to take a picture of, there was one hint that stated like there was a library within 1 point something km, and there was a library right there. And this hint was what prompted me into thinking that it was Bishan. The nearest MRT station is on more than one line. And the nearest MRT station for me, I live in Ang Mo Kio, so the nearest one is Bishan. And Bishan is on more than one station. And I know there's definitely more station that is on more than one line, but I thought I might as well just tackle Bishan first since it's the nearest. And that's most of it, but these couple of hints I'm not sure if I was correct on. So in this hint, it says there are some guardian angels nearby. That could maybe suggest it was a church, and there was a church nearby the building that I chose. And another one was the X colored house with 25 letters beside it. The color was green, so I thought the building was supposed to be green, so that's why I chose that building as well. What about the item? Well, after I heard that we had to find an extra item, I kinda already had an idea. It was either a bicycle, skateboard, or scooter. And after this particular hint, I was 100% sure it was a bicycle. So all I had to do was to find the exact postal code and floor number. It was all looking up from here. I just had to do a bit of guess and check, and boom! What could possibly go wrong? The 22nd of November. Things go very wrong. Oh yeah, wait a minute. Oh, I forgot the title. I didn't win. I almost won. How could I forget? Yeah, turns out it wasn't Bishan, but I was a few buildings off. I forgot to take into account this bloody important hint that basically said the top of the house was not flat, and these were the most obvious sloped buildings in the whole of Bishan, so it was no wonder I lost in it. So that's how I almost won 10k, being a few kilometers away again from the actual building. Maybe in an alternate universe, I actually did win the 10k. I can change the title. But hey, it's just a theory. Anyway, thanks for watching. See ya, noobs. Away to beautiful girls. That's why I'll never worry. You have me suicidal, suicidal when they say it's over. Damn, all these beautiful girls, they only